Hi, welcome to the Getting Started video for BUS330 Principles of Finance for Winter 2018. So I've tried to make this course as logical and easy to follow as possible given our short 3-week class time. Now keep in mind that if you're going to take this course in the classroom during the winter session, we would meet 4 days a week for 4 hours a day. So that's 16 hours there. Plus homework. So figure that each week you should allot at least 20 to 25 hours of time to work on this course. Now, you were watching the Getting Started video, which I have a link for it right here, which is the best way to start this course. Second best thing to do is subscribe to my YouTube playlist and YouTube channel where I'm housing all the video lectures for this course and all of the spreadsheet help and hints. So if you go to YouTube, you will be able to see the playlist for this course and my YouTube channel, which you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel and you want to follow through on this playlist. And the link to do that is right here. You can just cut and paste that into your browser. So things you need to do in week 1 is review Blackboard, which we're doing together right now, read over all announcements, buy the textbook. You should do this early. That's why I've set this course up early and this video early so you can get a head start on getting the textbook and registering for the homework manager, my finance lab. You should also register for the Zoom simulation and start working on the practice rounds, read over the syllabus, and read chapter 1 of the textbook. So this is what you need to get started. So the first thing I recommend here is to read over the announcements. So the first announcement I have is about the textbook. Now you can buy the textbook with the homework manager as a digital package. So if you cut and paste this link into your browser, you'll see various options on how to buy this textbook. So the one I generally recommend is the My Finance Lab Pearson e-textbook with the access to the My Finance Lab, and it's $120. If you already have the textbook, they have an access without the textbook. So this is just different options you could choose from when you're taking this course. So it's probably best to familiarize yourself with your different options to buy the textbook. Okay. Now there's also a software package to buy, which I'll tell you about in a minute. So you want to make sure, what's nice about this class is even if you do wait, the digital copies are available right away, but if you want to buy a used textbook and have it shipped to you, it may take some time, so just keep that in mind. I've also under announcements listed all the test and class due dates. So we have 2 tests, test 1 on the 12th and test 2 on the 19th. They both start at 5 a.m. and they end at 11:25 p.m. And I put in order the assignments for the class. So the assignments are in 2 places. So where to find the assignments? Actually 3 places. So we do have round 1 and 2 at jupiterinteractive.net of the simulation, and then we have spreadsheets that are due on Blackboard, and then we have week 1 homework, which is due in my finance lab. So I put where to find the homework, the due date, and the homework described. So I kind of try to organize the homeworks by due date so you can keep organized, because it's very important that you get everything done on time, because I don't accept any late assignments. I'm very strict on that. Okay, so the Zoom simulation, this is something that we're going to do in this class to help tie this course together to a business environment. So when we talk about financial ideas and concepts, we can practice them through this simulation. Now, you need to sign up and complete round 1 by January 2nd. That you will pay with a credit card. There are no access code. The textbook doesn't come with any codes, so you pay for this a la carte. And you can work alone if you want to, or you can work in teams if you have a friend in class, or if you want to find someone through the discussion board. You can work in a team, but you don't have to. You can work alone. And you have until January 2nd to register. This assignment's worth 50 points of the course, and the points are broken up based on your cumulative score of your overview points. There's a round due every Tuesday and Thursday for all 3 weeks. So we're doing 6 rounds in 3 weeks. And you got to be careful not to miss any rounds, because it will put you at a disadvantage, and your team will lose 5 points, and your decisions will be forced forward or copied from last year. So it's very easy to register. You go to this website, jupiterinteractive.net, and you enter in, this is the class code that's going to connect you to my course. So let me just show you a brief idea of how this works. This is jupiterinteractive.com. You go to register. I don't know if you can see this, but you want to click on register student. And then you complete the registration. A very simple registration. And then once you complete the registration, it'll ask you for a class code, and our code is 330Winter2018. And I also will be posting a link to another video that will give you an idea of how to best work the simulation and a basic overview tutorial of how to complete the simulation. So look forward to that. I'll put that in our course playlist on Blackboard. Now for the homework manager, this is our instructor code for the homework manager that you need to use when you register. So when you sign up to buy the textbook, or if you can go to My Finance Lab and it's going to ask you for the course code. This is our course code for our winter class, and in My Finance Lab you can also buy the textbook inside My Finance Lab, the ebook as well. And so these are the brief instructions of how to sign up for the homework manager. And I'm sure you've done this before for another course. Okay, and then I'm going to lay out what you should be doing for week 1, and in week 1 I'm going to be specifying things you should be doing. So each week I'll send you an email and I'll say these are things, the videos you should be watching, homeworks you should be doing, assignments you should be working on for each week. So this would be week 1. And 2 important things. Again, for the Zoom you can work individually or you can work in a team up until 4 players. You decide what's best for you. Because I know in the winter it's difficult to meet with a team. So I allow people to work individually, something I don't do in the regular semester. And also, very important, no late assignments will be accepted in this class. Please do not ask to submit late assignments. All right. So those are your announcements that you should take some time to read it over yourself when you have time. Now the next link here is a syllabus. So if we go into the syllabus, this is something you'll have to read over as well. It gives you the course description, the course overview, my email contact information, the textbook, and My Finance Lab again, the critical thinking and learning outcomes for the course, the learning objectives, the points. This is a 500-point class, and textbook questions and problems from the homework manager will be 150 points. The Zoom simulation, financial simulation will be 50 points. The spreadsheets on Blackboard will be 50 points. Test 1 and Test 2 are 125 points for a total of 500 points. And this is how you're graded. If you divide your points by 5, you can convert it to this grading scale. And this is our weekly roster. We will be going over these 8 chapters, 3 chapters the first week, 3 chapters the second week, and 2 chapters the last week. This will be our course, a load for this course. And so you should read over the syllabus when you have a chance. It really kind of spells out the basics of this class. Now let's go to course documents. What is in course documents? I have the syllabus backed up here as well, and I have the lecture notes, which are the PowerPoints for the course, and I have the class spreadsheet solutions. These will open up. If you click on it now, there's nothing there because they open up after the spreadsheets are due. And the PowerPoints are all here that you can start watching ahead of time, looking at them while you're looking at the lectures. And of course I have the syllabuses backed up here. So let's go to assignments. These are the assignments for so we have one section here called My Finance Lab. That's the homework manager, where you have to register for the homework manager here. And I have 3 homework sets, one for each week, and then both tests will be in the homework manager. So if I click over to the homework manager, you're going to register here. As a student, you would register here. I'm going to sign in. I have an account as an educator, of course. And I'll show you what my account looks like. Nope, I don't want that one. I want the winter course here. Okay, so let's see. All right, so this is your home page on the course. You can go right to assignments, and you'll see here that homework 1, homework week 2, homework week 3 are here, so they each have a separate due date, the 5th, the 11th, and the 18th. You click on the homework, and then you'll have a number of questions for each week related to the chapters and the lectures we're doing, and you complete these homeworks online. So for week 1 homework, the first problem will come up, and then you can do a check. Oops, you got that wrong, which you could do. It'll give you a second question, and if you're not sure what's happening, you can go to this question help and you can view an example. So let's get a numeric question in here. Okay, so here's a question where sales revenue. They want you to calculate sales revenue off of this information. If you're not sure how to do that, you can go into view an example, and it will take you a step-by-step example on how to complete this problem, giving you step-by-step details on how to do this, which is really nice and helpful. And you can also go to the textbook e-pages, where it brings you right to the page in the textbook that this problem is based on. And they also have a little tutorial, Help Me Solve, which will walk you through in an exercise format how to, where you can kind of try the problem first here before you complete it here. So the homework is a guided self-help homework, which I allow you to, after each problem's done, if you don't get the full score, you can restart the problem. So I give you more attempts to redo the homework. So if you do the homework, you don't get the score you like, you can redo the homework until you have it perfect. Okay, so let me just leave that. So that's what the homeworks look like. And then when you do an exam, the exams will pop up here. They're not here because they will only pop up when they'll only pop up when the time frame for the day of the test. So you can't do the tests early. But here's an example. There's an example test or quiz here, which will, say, when you start a test, generally you'll have, in many cases, you'll have a clock. This one doesn't have a clock. And it'll tell you the points, and then you go through the test. And it's very similar to the homeworks. And then you submit your test, and then you get a score after your test is submitted, and it shows you what questions you got right and wrong, and you can review the tests. So the tests and the homeworks will be in the homework manager here. And I'm assuming by now most people have used homework managers and are familiar with how they work. So let's go back to the Blackboard. So yes, the homework manager, you have a weekly homework each week, and both tests will be in here online to do. Also under assignments, for each week, we're going to have 2 spreadsheets to do. For week 1, we have spreadsheet chapter 2 and 3. For week 2, we have spreadsheets chapter 5 and 8. And for week 3, we have chapters 9 and 10. And of course, the simulation information is also here for the simulation assignment. It's on announcements, but it's also under assignments. And those are your assignments for the class. If you click here on discussion boards, this is where, if you want to ask questions about the class, you can ask them here. Or if you have questions about the simulation, or perhaps you want to find a team member, so you can subscribe to a thread, you can create a thread. So you say you're going to create a thread where you're going to ask a question about the class, or maybe a question about the simulation. So you put a subject, team members, and you can put a note here. Join my team. Email me here. Example. Okay, so you can kind of submit that. So if you wanted to look for teammates, you could do that here, and also under discussions. If you have questions about the course that you think might be useful for the entire class to know, such as here's a question starting the class, and the question is, can I start working on the class early? And my answer is yes, please start early. So this is discussion boards we can use to help communicate between yourself and myself and yourself to other students. Okay, so that's my quick tutorial on how to get started with this course. So once again, what you should do very quickly, make sure that you register for the homework manager, which is called My Finance Lab, and get the textbook. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and join the playlist. Make sure you review your purchasing options for the textbook, and make sure you register for the Jupyter Interactive Zoom simulation. And once you have that done, you can start working on the different assignments for the course. And this is my quick 15-minute tutorial on how to get started with this course. Please look forward to my emails where I will help to organize each week for you and let you know what you should be working on for each week. And these emails will be starting in January. Okay, thank you and take care, and I hope you found this video helpful to your getting started. And I will have this course up after December 17th. So if you want to start looking at Blackboard and getting ready and getting your materials together, signing up for your subscriptions and starting reading or watching lectures, I highly encourage it, because sometimes the 3 weeks is quite a condensed period to get this course done, and it's nice to start early. Okay, thank you. Take care.